Hey everybody, and welcome to Michael Plays Golden Axe, one of my all-time favourite games ever. Basically I just want to kind of get back up on the horse because I haven't done any videos in a while, and yeah, I just kind of want to show that, yeah, I'm still alive, still here, still doing stuffs. So I'm going to start things off by playing through the Golden Axe Trilogy, one of my all-time favourite trilogy of games. And yeah, and just give you a few little updates on where we're at and stuff, and yeah, so hope you enjoy, watch me kick some ass. Who'd we go? Obviously, I always pick Tyrus, you see, because like Blaze in Streets of Rage and Chun-Li in Street Fighter 2, one of my first game crushes. But no, not Tyrus this time. Let's go for Gilius. Gilius is definitely my least used. But yeah. So this was pretty much the very first game I ever played, and it's still a game that I constantly go back to. And yeah, what you're about to see is me just doing my thing. You know, my playthroughs very rarely change, and not to mention I know a lot of cheap tricks. This being the primary one. This seems to be the basic, the get-out clause of every encounter in the game. But yeah, absolutely love it. Love those sound effects. Love that. Yeah, that's right. Die, Longbone. I never knew how to pronounce the other day. I don't know if it was Henninger or Henninger or something, but either way, I love them all. Love them all. Love kicking their ass so bad. But yeah, hopefully this video won't be too long because it's only a relatively short game. It's like usually about half an hour to 45 minutes to do a playthrough of this game. So yeah. Anyway, I guess I better update you of like where I've been and stuff. If you follow the unlockables, you'll see that we haven't really done much content lately. I'm not going to say that's my fault, but it is certainly because of me. Sadly, I suffer from a bit of a medical condition. It's a bit of a lame one, really. It's just with my back, and it's basically flared up again. I've had it since I was 18. I've had several surgeries, and it just keeps coming back for more, like a bad horror movie sequel. This will be Michael's Back Part 4. Hopefully, like Friday the 13th, it will be the final chapter, but more than likely it'll be like Friday the 13th and have a Part 5 anyway, which was titled A New Beginning, for those who don't know. And frankly, I don't want a new beginning. I certainly want this to be the last chapter. It's annoying the hell out of me. I can't sit down, I can't do stuff. I've been pretty much house-ridden for the past couple of weeks, just not able to do much at all, and it's just not been a fun time for me. And yeah, it's just been a bit of a trying one, and I apologise for not doing stuff. You know, it's been very difficult for me, and even still, I'm sitting here now, not in absolutely agonising pain, but I can certainly feel it, and it's not cool. But you know, I really wanted to start recording again and get some cool stuff on the go. And I thought I'd start it off with a classic, because this is by and far a classic game. As I say, very first game I ever played, we got Christmas 1991 or 1990. I can't really recall to be exact. I mean, it was a long time ago now. But yeah, I'll never forget coming down, and me and my brother saw the Mega Drive boxed up, and it was our first console. I remember wanting a Nintendo, but when we saw the Mega Drive, we just had absolutely no idea what it actually was, and it was just a revelation. It was like, you know, to me it was like, you know, I'm playing a cartoon. How cool is this? You know, it's so much better than your linear media, as the bloody dude would say in GTA 5. But yeah, and I don't know, I just always loved the idea of it. You know, I think it's why I have such an affiliation with stuff like Lord of the Rings and all that kind of thing. It's like I don't think I would probably be as into fantasy and stuff if it wasn't for this game and its sequels. Oh, god damn it. See, this is why I wanted to try and cheese the whole thing, but then if I cheese the whole thing, it's a boring ass video, so I'm trying to mix things up just to try and make it look a little bit more epic, a little bit more fun. You know, I just don't want it to be a, you know, half-an-hour video of me just jumping left and right and headbutting everything in the way. I always feel sorry for those little dudes when you're on Dragon. It's like, okay, fair enough, it's not nice twatting them over the head with an axe either, but, you know, you're flaming this little dude with a dragon, that's just totally unfair. But then, you know, it's unfair that I'm having to go through this in the first place. Look at the hordes of Death Adder coming at me. It's just not a good time for anyone involved. So yeah, it's a classic. I love it. Love the soundtrack. Although I couldn't tell you who does the soundtrack, much to my shame. But yeah, I absolutely love it. And for those who don't know, this is the Mega Drive version of the game. Obviously, the arcade version is probably considered by many to be the definitive version, but this is the one I grew up on, so this is the one I prefer. Not to mention, it's kind of you know, like Lord of the Rings, this could be considered the extended edition. It has extra levels, and it's just a little bit cooler than the rest of them. Do you know what? Feck it. Magic! Yeah, Gilius and Axe, both, Axe, sorry, not his axe as in his axe is sentient or anything like that. Axe Battler, who is the other male character in the game, they both have the lamest magic, and, you know, it's not useless, but it's nowhere near as useful as Tyrus, who can, you know, when she has a full magic capacity, can summon a dragon to come and, like, you know, basically destroy everything on the screen. It's like, it will do in most enemies and even bosses very, very quickly. But yeah, I like playing Gilius as well. Gilius is fun. You know, who doesn't like a dwarf? I mean, he's no Tyrion Lannister, but, you know, who is? Yeah, I'll try not to make Game of Thrones references as we go through this, because I might accidentally say things that people don't want to hear, because I'm one of those who kind of, I bought the first book just before the series aired on HBO, and just, it blew my mind, just how awesome a fantasy story it was. Come on! And after watching the first couple of seasons, I decided I've got to catch up on all these books. It's absolutely incredible. So yeah, I'm going to try not to make any references, if possible, to any of the characters or anything. I'll just say that Tyrion Lannister is an awesome dwarf, one of the most awesome. He rivals Gimli, not so much in badassery, just in straight up coolness. Yeah, I can't help but cheese these guys. You've got a dragon, use the dragon. Why wouldn't I? What the hell is a dead? You know, I always wondered. I mean, we always joked when we were kids that was like the toilet. I know those two guys were just in there, you know, doing what these guys do. As you see, these are palette swaps for the Bad Brothers. I think it's Sergeant Molten, Sergeant Hop, or something like that. You'll find out when we get to the end sequence. But yeah, I always love those guys. It's something that, like, is difficult to explain. It's like, now you play stuff like God of War and stuff like that, and each and every enemy is unique, and, you know, that's cool. And, you know, I know they repeat a lot of enemies, but I loved, back in the day, seeing just a palette swap. To me, that was a completely new villain. You know, it didn't matter that they were essentially the exact same sprite, but they've got, you know, they're wearing different colours. That must mean they're different guys. You know, and I love that about these old school games, you know, this and Streets of Rage and Final Fight, and, you know, basically any sort of side-scrolling beat-em-up had that as one of its, you know, it was the limitations of the time, you know, so that's how they, you know, tried to keep things fresh. I'm going to cheese Lieutenant Bitter here, because his sword reach is just so evil, and one swipe is, it's going to take a lot of my health, and I'd rather not. I'm trying to stay as healthy as possible. So yeah, I'm just going to cheese him like this for a while. I say, well, when we discovered this method as kids, it was like, whoa! You can just do the whole game with one move! And it was great, absolutely loved it. And we still do, as I say. I replay this game and its sequels, you know, every couple of months. It's just an easy way to waste an hour. And yeah, I absolutely adore the thing. You know, There we go. See? All it takes is a few headbutts to the groin, and those awesome knights with swords and shields will go down like a sack of potatoes.